All right, I'm here for vlog number 3. This is on modules 3 and 4. Um, for this vlog, I'm supposed to kind of just give some specifics about my project and talk about the ins and outs that I'm focusing on to create this project. My project's going to be an inquiry-based project. I want my students to be able to ask questions and connect to what they're learning, and so I think that's a good way to be able to allow them the opportunity to connect. Um, I'm going to pick global goals number 10. That's what my topic connects to. My topic is equalities and fairness. And for this, I kind of want to work backwards. I think that we always are able to answer the question, what's unfair? Something that's not fair. What's unequal? Something that's not equal. But we don't ever have another meaning other than those two meanings. What does it mean not to be equal? What does it mean not to be fair? And so I want my students to kind of have a deeper understanding of what it means not to be equal and what it means not to be fair, and kind of know what that looks like on a day-to-day basis for their lives, for my life, for other people's lives in our community, and just have an idea that it's not just the words, it's not equal. Because I think it's important for them to be able to come up with solutions and ideas for this project. They need to know what they're actually, trying to find out and trying to work with. The first part of my project is just the learning part, learning what inequalities is, learning what fairness is, learning what that looks like on a day-to-day basis for, us and our local society. My second part of my project takes the same ideas of learning what inequalities are and unfairness is and putting it on a global level. I'll be pairing with some children in Australia, hopefully by Skype or maybe pen pal, to discuss what that means, what inequalities means, and what unfairness means in another country. I'm interested to see if students in that on that side of the world say the same things and have the same ideas as my students. And I think it will be important for my students to see those similarities or differences about what is equality and what is fairness. So that's the second part of my project, just kind of taking these concepts and putting them on a global level so that my students can connect with what they're learning and understand that we are going through these issues, but so are other people outside of our community and our country. That takes us to the third part of my project, and the third part of my project is the taking action part, and this is where my students will be creating a product, if you would say, from all of the information they've learned. And they're going to combine the first part and the second part together to come up with two ideas or two solutions that will decrease the amount of inequalities and decrease the amount of unfairness in our humans or for our humans. I don't specifically want to say or put a local or global level on it, because I want my students to be able to feel free to use this opportunity to investigate on a level that they connect with. I may have students that connect with unfairness on a local level. I may have students connect with fairness on a global level. And I think that if I leave the option for my students to choose one or the other, they'll have a more power feeling to this project, instead of me giving them, pick two ideas that will decrease unfairness and inequalities on a local level for our community. When I do that, I feel like I will take away from those students who want to look at the big picture idea, and that's global project. That's all that's about, is making a change for the whole world, not just for one or two groups of people. And so my focus point will be for students to be creating two ideas that will decrease inequalities for humans, because like I said, Australia, they suffer from economic inequalities, and here at home we suffer from job inequality and societal race, gender inequalities. And so those are things that students can connect with and really dive into and figure out, what topic do I want to pick? Where do I want to go? Do I want to do this for a local level, or do I want to do this for a global level? And I think it's important to tell my students and kind of give my students the idea of, we're doing this because we want to make a change. We're not doing this because, I asked you to do this. And so that's another reason I kind of want to leave the location open, is because I don't want them to think that I'm trying to control their entire project or their entire assignment. I want them to feel like they have power within their project, and I know that will allow them to go deeper and think harder and put more effort into their project, because it'll feel like their own personal project, and that they've personally been able to make a change in somebody's life. So that's kind of just my project breakdown from start to finish. And so I hope that gives you a good idea of what I plan to do and my goals are for this global-based project.